here, so many entrepreneurs are missing a trick. They are using agents at surface level. They're not going deep enough. Let's explore how you can use agents as thinking partners so you can make more sales rather than actually leaving things way too long in your head and guessing at what it is that you need to do. Most people, most founders and experts are using AI, ChatGPT agents at a surface level. They're doing their social media. They might be saving themselves a little bit of time. They're crafting emails. They're doing lots of surface level things and tasks within the business. But what they're actually not doing is using it strategically. Using it strategically to help them make smarter, better, faster decisions. And especially when it comes to sales. They're thinking of using AI like a tool or a chatbot, which means that it's just doing a service level task for them. We can go much, much deeper than that. So the clients that I work with, on average, they are saving 7 hours a week and sometimes more, and they're reducing their outsourcing costs by thousands, and they're also increasing their sales as well, quite significantly. So how do you actually do that? That is a very good question. You can do this by creating agents. So we have a team of agents that we use strategically, and we use them as a team. So I'm going to give you a demonstration of that in a second. Let's face it, when you're growing a business, scaling a business, and you're having lots of sales conversations, you have to hold everything in your head, which can be quite challenging. You don't necessarily have access to a CEO, a expert that deals with sales conversations, understanding how your offer is positioned within that conversation. You don't have access to those resources. Well, now you can create agents that fulfill those roles. So Lucas is based around highbrow thinking, CEO, big picture. Tip is created around sales conversations, sales psychology, and Nova has been created around creating signature offers and programs. So these agents can work together. They can help you solve real life sales challenges in your business. How awesome is that? Imagine you've got a team that you can just pull together and ask questions of, flush your ideas out, get a different perspective, and be able to respond to a sales inquiry from a much better position. But as I said, using these agents, you can solve hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different scenarios. The 3 that I've listed here are just 3 that we thought of off the top of our head this demonstration. So the one I'm going to pick is the first one, just because it's the first one. So this is the one we are going to play with. So I have real expertise, but my offer still feels messy and sales are inconsistent. So that's what we're going to explore. Another example, I struggle to explain what I do without over planning or confusing people. Another common problem when it comes to sales, especially if you're a founder, one-person business owner, an expert, can be quite tricky. Number 3, sales conversations feel draining and I second guess myself with pricing. Very common, especially if you're not confident around your pricing. So let's jump across to ChatGPT and explore this. So this is a project, it is, that I have been running for some time around a specific campaign. So context is really, really important. You absolutely have context. Otherwise, the questions you are asking are not going to be in line. So what we want to do is just set the scene. So in this chat, I'm just actually giving an outline of what it is that I am going to do, and then I'm going to start to pull in the other agents so they can have a conversation with one another. So the first agent I want to pull in is Lucas, the CEO. And let me just go back to my notes. So I've got this all set up so we can just run through it. Okay, so Lucas is going to read everything that was that is inside of the project. So it's got context, it understands what all the processes are, all the things that I've been going through. It understands the question in relation to the project. Super smart, super, super smart. So it's giving me an answer. So I'm just doing this as a demonstration. I will read through what its interpretation is of the question, what it thinks it is that I need to focus in on. So I can also bring in Nova, who comes from a very different perspective. So Nova is designed to help people to create signature offers, to create programs, I didn't do Nova. I was too quick, sorry. She keeps creating images for some reason, so let's just stop that. I've asked Nova to look at what Lucas has said above and to give me a different perspective based from her understanding of the project, what Lucas has said, and the way she operates, the way she thinks, the way she works. They're very different to one another. Then what I can do is I can pull in Tip. So Tip is the one that is going to help me to have conversations with people so I can convert more people. Now, I'm obviously rushing through this because I'm doing it as a demonstration and I don't want to read through everything because it's a bit boring. But we can see here from Tip, who's giving the final conclusion, who has read the whole project, has read what Lucas has said, has read what Nova has said, and is now bringing everything together in a conclusion. So this is how I can start to bring my script together when I'm having sales conversations with people. Now, what you want to do is make sure that everything is aligned with the way that you're thinking. Don't use something because AI says you should use it. You always want to be in the driving seat. You always want to think, okay, does that make sense? You can even ask it to justify why it's giving you the recommendation it is that it's giving you. But this is an incredibly sophisticated way of using AI. You can solve multiple different problems this way, different sales challenges within your business. This is just one question using these different types of agents. You could have lots of other questions about your the sales going on within your business. You could ask those types of questions and flush it out. But also you can use the agents in different formulas. This is one that is just going to help you to flush out how you can have better sales conversations with your clients around that specific project. How cool is that? How cool is that? Cool is that? So that's how my clients are using our agents to make better sales, faster, smarter decisions, so they can help their clients ultimately to make a decision. If you've got any questions, just pop it in the chat box below. But I'm going to do a lot more demonstrations like this, a lot more sequences, so you can see how the different agents play together and how they work.